It tells the story of a group of friends, known as the Losers Club, who live in the town of Derry, Maine, and are terrorized by a supernatural creature known as Pennywise. While its most popular form is that of a clown, Pennywise takes many forms to scare its victims and consume them. Today on Origins Explained, we'll be diving into the origins of It and the possible real-life events that inspired Stephen King's infamous story. Welcome to Superstitious. Today on Origins Explained, we'll be diving into the origins of It and the possible real-life events that inspired Stephen King's infamous story. Keep in mind that there are spoilers ahead, and some of the content might be disturbing to some viewers. You've been warned. When asked what inspired the story, Stephen King gave two answers: the Three Billy Goats Gruff and fear. The Tale of the Three Billy Goats Gruff is a Norwegian fairy tale that was first published between 1841 and 1844. The fairy tale is about three goats that need to cross a bridge to get to a meadow. However, a troll lives under the bridge and threatens to eat any of the goats that try to cross it. Each goat convinces the troll to wait until the third and biggest goat crosses because he'd make a better meal. Finally, when the largest goat is stopped by the troll, he slams the troll off the bridge to get washed away by the stream. Regarding the story, Stephen King said, "I decided that the bridge could be the city if there was something under it. What's under a city? Tunnels? Sewers? I thought of how such a story might be cast, how it might be possible to create a ricochet effect, interweaving the stories of the children and the adults they become. Sometime in the summer of 1981, I realized that I had to write the troll under the bridge or leave him, it, forever." As Stephen King wanted to explore the concept of a monster hidden underneath civilization, he needed to find a replacement for the troll. To find the proper monster for driving fear into the hearts of Derry, Stephen King wanted to combine all the scariest things he could think of. He said, "There ought to be one binding, horrible, nasty, gross creature kind of thing that you don't want to see. It makes you scream just to see it. So I thought to myself, what scares children more than anything else in the world?" And the answer was clowns. And while Pennywise takes the form of your deepest fears, a leper, a scary painting, your dying parents, its most iconic shape is that of the unassuming clown. In this shape, Pennywise is able to lure children in and truly scare them before devouring them. Even though Pennywise chooses the form of the dancing clown as its default, its original form is a bit harder to grasp. On our Earth, the truest form of Pennywise is a giant female spider, but Pennywise's natural form is that of the deadlights, writhing, radiant, orange lights of energy that were formed in the Macroverse, which is a far-off, unexplored universe. If one sees the deadlights, it is said that their soul or mind will be consumed almost immediately, after glimpsing into the essence of pain and fear. The fact that Beverly and Richie in the movie are only rendered catatonic for a brief moment is astonishing, to say the least. Like I said earlier, Pennywise originated in the Macroverse, but crash-landed on our Earth, buried hundreds of feet below what would later be known as Derry. Pennywise hibernates every 27 to 30 years and wakes up to feed on people. While not restricted to children, Pennywise chooses to target them because it's easier to embody their fears, and when children are scared, it makes them tastier. Pennywise might originally come from the Macroverse, but it's not the only one. Pennywise's cosmic rival is Matarin, a space turtle that created our known universe and one of the only two entities that can kill Pennywise. In the book, Matarin teaches Bill how to perform the ritual of Chewed and eventually defeat Pennywise. While Stephen King never stated this outright, there is a real-life person that may have indirectly inspired Pennywise: John Wayne Gacy. Also known as the Killer Clown, Gacy was a monster that raped, tortured, and murdered at least 33 teenage boys and young men during the 1970s. He would use part of his clown routine to get his victims to handcuff themselves before torturing them. After years of investigations and trials, he was sentenced to death on March 13, 1980. This was a high-profile case that gained national attention, which likely means it would have been impossible for Stephen King to not hear about it. It's easy to see the parallels between the two. Both Gacy and Pennywise preferred to prey on the young, robbing them of their innocence and torturing them until finally consuming them in their own form. The only difference between the two is that one monster is fictional and the other was all too real. Which begs the question, which one is truly terrifying? This concludes this episode of Origins Explained. If you liked this video, hit the like and subscribe button. Are you excited to watch It Chapter 2? If you saw it, what did you think of it? Let us know in the comments below.